Hi. Hello. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. We're gonna be here for hours. Hello, YouTube! What is up? Welcome back to the Every Closet. My name is Stephanie, and along with my partner Ethan, we are two full-time resellers of used clothing on places like Poshmark and eBay, and we share that journey with you guys here on YouTube. Thank you guys for coming back. I know it's been a while. I wanted to share this video with you. It's 22 just updates from 2022, although the numbers might get a little fuzzy in there, but I wanted to give you guys the updates, and then stick around to the end of the video if you're wanting to find out what our gross sales were in 2022 for the whole year. I said at the beginning of the year that our goal was to hit 100,000. Did we hit that? At the end of the video, or nearish the end of the video, I will be telling you. Yeah, let's just get into them. We've got quite a few new things that we haven't really gone over, or at least haven't thoroughly gone over. So let's get into them right now. So number one, the first thing that we did in 2022 that's sort of an update for our business that we might not have talked about is that we moved all, and I mean all, of our inventory and everything to do with the business in general, other than, YouTube, out of our apartment. So in that vein, we also, number two, got an office. And number three, what we did is we moved from our other storage unit. Honestly, it was close, but it wasn't close enough because I don't believe in commuting. So we used to drive 15 minutes to get to our storage unit, and now we have one that is the closest you can get to where we live. So it's just like across a highway, and that's it. Now the setup that we have is we have our apartment for actual living, which is a weird concept for us. But then we have the office for working, and we have the storage unit for storing all of our inventory, and it's all within a 2-minute drive of each other. And then obviously there's like a post office quite close by, so we can get everything for the business all done within this little radius, which is, I don't know, it's just like a weirdly awesome mental health thing for us. We used to like really maximize storage space in here, and we're also saving a little bit of money doing this because we also got everything that we had in storage lockers that we were paying for monthly. We got all that stuff out, and since we don't have inventory in here anymore, there was a bunch of storage opened up. It turns out that we actually do not have that much stuff when you don't count all the stuff that we carry for the business. So that's been really nice, and everything's back in the apartment, and we just have that one storage unit. It's very close by, and then the office. And so it feels nice to have all that sort of separated from our living space, so there's like a nice work and a nice home sort of vibe. Not that we don't work from home and can't, just it's nice to have a tiny bit of separation, if you know what I mean. So another thing we did this year that I know I haven't like talked much about because we weren't really posting when it was happening, but we hired our first employee. So that had a lot to do with why we got the office and the setup the way it is. So our employee, she can go to and from the office without us even having to be here, as well as she has access to the storage unit. It's so awesome. First of all, we love our employee. Hiring was kind of hard in 2022 in that there just weren't a lot of applications, and people are more demanding with what they want from jobs. But to be perfectly honest, so am I. So fair enough. We interviewed a bunch of candidates, and we just love the one we chose. She's a mom. She's had a previous job doing like very detailed sort of electrical work. She's super detail oriented, which is amazing for things like flaws and stuff. And so far what she's been doing taking photos of inventory, although I still do about 40% of that. And we also, okay, number 5 update. I'm going to lose track of numbers. It's going to be really embarrassing. But yeah, number 5 update, what we did was we trained our employee to ship for us. And that was so super exciting because that gave us an update number 6, which is, sorry, I'm reversed and it looks weird. Number 6 update is we got to go on a vacation for the first time ever and leave the closets on. So that was awesome. Might know we went to Mexico in February of 2022. And in that month, we had the closets go on vacation mode and it tanked our sales for like weeks and weeks. We didn't think that was worth it anymore, but we also need to be able to go away. Like the whole reason we want to work for ourselves, start our own business, all of that is so that we can travel and have a flexible lifestyle. So that was like the main push behind hiring an employee, getting the office, getting all that set up was so that we could go away. And we did. In November, we went away to Mexico for a week and our employee did our shipping and everything went well. And we're so excited because now we have more flexibility and we're happy that we can offer that to her as well. Cause she has kids. So at her previous job, it was, a regular job where you have to show up exactly on time and you have to work whatever the hours they've decided or whatever, but she gets to choose her hours because she can just go to the office whenever she wants. We love that we can offer an employee that, and we love that that's how we live our lives too. So yeah, that was a really cool update for us. We've been working towards that for like the whole time of our business. We've been working towards if we can hire an employee, if they can ship, then we can travel, then this lifestyle works for us. So it was cool to have one of our like big goals get realized this year. Another update that you all noticed is that we had a very long absence from YouTube and an even longer, more significant one from Instagram. Various reasons. It started out because I got very sick in the summer. I was just chronically nauseous. It was a good time. I was changing medications and one of them made me nauseous. It was like months and months of it. It was super fun for me. Around the time that was sort of settling down for me, Ethan had a death in his family, and so he went to Saskatchewan and was, dealing with all of that and stuff and just being with his family. And, another reason that we do this, when stuff like that happens, we want to be able to go and put our full attention into it. And we like that because obviously you can't do that if, say, you're a lawyer or something. But, and then we went on vacation to Mexico and then we were both sick when we got back. So it wasn't the best last 6 months of 2022. Another reason we were on such a long absence, we really reassessed. I especially, Ethan never doubted social media, but I took a big reassessment of social media and its role in our business. I did a lot of soul searching and like deciding whether or not it was worth it because I've always had such issues with social media in general, like even back when I used it personally. And I barely do that ever anymore. Like I'm never on my Facebook page unless I'm planning an event or replying to an event being planned. And I'm never on my personal Instagram unless it's maybe to advertise one of our YouTube videos. So I've never had the best relationship with social media. And I was just pulling away from Instagram. Social media is what you make of it. And it can be so amazing and it can be so stressful. It can be so depression inducing. It can be a comparison. It can be pressure, or it can be fun and connection and meeting people and helping people and them helping you and just like this great give and take. And so ultimately we were about this close to just being like, do we even need, no. Ethan was never really on this train, but I was on this train of, do I even really need YouTube and Instagram for our business? Because we make all of our money doing the reselling part of the business. But ultimately what it came down to was just all of you guys. And I had so many people send me messages just checking in, like, hey, how's your health doing? I know you had problems. Like, hey, how are you guys been doing? I just like miss you. I miss your presence. And that was so sweet. And just, yeah, I just wouldn't trade. Sometimes I've had a relationship with this YouTube channel, or especially with my Instagram page, that's been a little pressure on myself or like been a little too goal oriented. And when I don't meet those goals, I get very like, I need to, I don't know. I'm just a very uppity perfectionist sort of person. When that wasn't happening, it was sort of this source of stress for me. It was really nice to step back for a few months. I know they say social media is addictive, but in my experience, quitting social media is addictive. And I did really enjoy not being on it for a while. And it's hard to drag yourself back, but I did. I missed you all. I did. You're all like such awesome people and like so supportive and just we don't even have that many subscribers compared to, the population of YouTube. And there are so many of you that are just like interacting with us all the time and supporting us and like telling us about your lives and yourselves. And we love that part. And I love that part so much that I wanted to come back and I wanted to do it. And also, I promised you guys a BOLO alphabet, which I will go over in a little bit. But yeah, that was another update. Another really small update that's not like super important was when I got sick during the summer, somehow it completely reset my eating habits. I have been binge eating, like clinically binge eating, like until the point where you're full and then you're past full and then you're so uncomfortable that you're like, I need an undo button. What have I done? Hopefully you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you do, then you do. But being nauseous for like a month in a row or 2 months in a row reset that for me. And I haven't been doing that anymore. And I tried to stop doing that for like 10 years. And
I lived like a goddamn Ninja Turtle.
I don't know. I mean, I do know why. It's because when you are constantly getting that negative reinforcement, if you're doing it every single time without fail, and it's just miserable all the time, as opposed to some positive, some negative reinforcement, it's a huge deterrent. Like, why would I keep doing a behavior that's pure punishment, right? So that was cool, and I lost a little bit of weight, which was weird. I've never actually done that before in my adult life. And so I wasn't gonna like tell you guys that, but it hasn't gone back up. I assumed it would go back up immediately. I was like, sure, I lost weight, but I was like nauseous and throwing up. But I haven't been nauseous, every single day since mid-September, and it's end of December. So it's really cool, and it just keeps slowly, slowly ticking down. So that's really nice. I don't recommend it as a weight loss strategy to get yourself sick and nauseous. But I think what really did it for me this time, as opposed to all the other times, was it was a true reset of my eating habit that I've been doing for decades and decades. Like I've never had self-control when it comes to food. I've just always eaten as much junk food as I can get my hands on since I have a memory. So that was kind of a cool update for me, feeling like, I don't know, got to focus a bit more on my health. So another update is something we did this year that we had not been doing in 2020 or 2021 was we really refocused on our non-work goals, mainly lifestyle flexibility, our fitness and health, and like nature, travel, rest, hiking, life balance in general. That was something we really focused on this year, which is really what makes me happy. Like I love striving for work goals and I love being an entrepreneur, but honestly, I felt like I was like contributing to a bit of a hustle culture sort of message. That's never really been something that's vibed that super well with me. I don't think that humans should be, judged based on their capital productivity. I don't think that's healthy. I don't like that our society does that. So I didn't like that I felt like my voice was contributing to that, I don't know, hustle culture sort of narrative. And so taking a step back this year and really focusing on like the day-to-day things that really make us happy, like hiking and going outside and going to the lake and all those sorts of things, kind of like shifted my perspective back to what's important. And that was also very refreshing for me. Yes. So business-wise, a few new things have happened, especially since we haven't been updating. We've gotten a few new consignment clients, a few people that are just selling like 2 to 3 things with us, but I'd say about 3 new consignment clients that are like major consignment clients selling multiple things with us. So now we have 6 main consignment clients, which is awesome. And as an extension of that, an update for our business in 2022 is we spent way less on inventory this year than we spent in 2021. Like less than half. So we weren't even thrifting that often. We had a lot of clothes coming in to us, very time efficient, very monetarily efficient, and I just highly recommend consigning items for people as long as you're not consigning, Ardeen clothing or garage or anything like that. where it's like you're going to be selling this for maybe $11 if you're lucky. And then splitting that halfway, that's not worth it. But we've been really lucky with some really great consignment clients giving us really profitable items. And so yeah, if you can find clients like that, we recommend, like, they're kind of the cornerstone of our business at this point. So that was really awesome. And being able to spend less on inventory this year helped a lot with our net, which we loved also, obviously. Update. I have no idea what number I'm on. Ethan's just gonna have to number these. Good luck. Sorry. Another update is we fell pretty behind on our benchmark goals for this year. So I don't know where I posted this, probably Instagram, but my goal for this year was to monetize this YouTube channel. Obviously that didn't happen, which is not surprising because we basically haven't been consistently posting since June. So the whole last half of the year. But you guys have been amazing. First of all, still watching, still commenting and stuff. And for some reason, still subscribing. Every time our subscriber count went up, I was like, why? But thank you, but why? But also thank you, but thank you, but why? And so that was really cool. What we did do, let's count this as another update, is we did qualify for affiliate links that we can put under our YouTube videos now that we have 500 subs. So thank you guys for that. And we'll totally be adding that. I might mention there's an affiliate link down below that hopefully, I don't know if we all know what that means. That means if you buy something through that link, we get a portion of that sale. So say it's an Amazon affiliate link, you click the link and then you buy it on Amazon through that link, then we would get, I have no idea what percent. I think it depends on the item or the link. Clearly we haven't done it much, but that was a cool milestone to hit. So we did hit that. Another goal that we had for this year that we didn't quite hit was to hit a $10,000 sales month. We got very close. So the closest month we had was October. We did 8.5K, 8,500 in sales. That was pretty exciting and pretty good for us. And then we had March before that, which was 8.2. So we got quite close. But now that goal just carries into 2023. I think I tend to set very high goals for myself. Sometimes they're achievable. Sometimes they might be stretching it a little bit much, but honestly, we could have, had we not had all the pulling back that we did from the business this year. We had a bit of rest, we had a bit of illness, we had a bit of family emergencies, it was a bunch of stuff was going on. And so I'm not surprised. Our highest sales months have always been directly correlated with the more number of new listings that we've gotten up every time. It's almost like it follows it almost exactly. It's the main thing that I've noticed. A trend over our whole business is the more we list, the higher our sales are. So just getting that consistency back and working towards hitting one of those $10,000 months this year. I'm really excited about that. But I will let you know a new update of what we made this year, or what we sold. So we did $85,000 in sales, which is pretty cool. I know last year we did something like 42. So we did just over double of what we did last year, which was pretty cool. We did have more platforms. We started eBay this year, so that contributed. And on eBay, we did something like $10,000 of that. So it was obviously a smaller portion, but again, it's a younger closet. It's a younger store. We're hoping to really double and triple that this year. I was showing you guys on Instagram at one point how high we were going in our 90-day total on eBay. So I wanted to let you know that the highest we reached this year was $3,400 and something dollars for our 90-day total. It was really cool to at least be making $1,000 a month on eBay. That was definitely one of our first goals for eBay. But yeah, we would like to double that for sure, or more this year. But that will, as usual, depend on how much we list, how consistent we are, and how hard we're working, because it will also depend on little things that also make small differences, but nothing makes as big of a difference in our business as how much we work at it. The economy can't touch it. Updates to policies and updates to live shows, all that can't touch it. Another update is we almost entirely ignored live shows and Poshmark live shows and whatnot, and that whole thing. It was a huge deal all year, and I just gotta be honest with you, we don't have the cost of goods to support that business model. If I sold a consignment item on there and it went for lower, I would feel terrible. If we spent $17 for something at Value Village, which is probably our average cost of goods at Value Village these days, and it only sold for 30, like that's just not gonna work. That's not a profitable business. So I'm scared of live sales. I'm scared because of how high our cost of goods are, or because I feel responsibility to our consignment clients to get them the most for the goods that they're entrusting us with. So we haven't done one yet. We did the little training thing. We signed up for one and we didn't do it. I was just like, I can't just like let people buy this for penny or for whatever. It'll probably be something that we do try at least once in 2023, and maybe there will be ways that we can go about sourcing specifically for that. Maybe there will be different strategies we can use. Maybe now that we can travel, we could head over to the bins in Edmonton or Calgary. We are in Vancouver. There is no bins here. So maybe there's a way around it that we can figure out this year. But for 2022, we honestly just ignored it. And I don't think it would have affected our business either way. Like, obviously, it would have affected it somehow, but not like a large amount in terms of what we grossed and what we netted, not in terms of stuff like that. It would have just taken a lot of time, and we will be putting that time into figuring out if we even want to try it next year, but this isn't the cards for this year. And to be honest, like, there's always something new going on in reselling. There's always a new trendy thing. There's always a new update, and you do have to adjust and adapt to the changes. Of course you do, but you don't have to live by the changes. You don't have to go do all of the things that are updated. You don't have to download the latest reselling app. You don't have to like chase every lead, essentially, because there's money to be made on Posh. There's money to be made on eBay. There's money to be made on multiple other platforms. There's money to be made if you thrift, if you go to the bins, if you do consignment, if you do all three. Like, it's just gonna depend what you have available to you, what your business model is, and what you can do. But yeah, that was just an update that we saw, we thought about it, and we kind of decided against it for this year, especially like given all the other stuff we were focusing on. But we will give it a try next year and we'll let you know how it goes. I don't imagine with our current business model of such high cost of good items and higher average sales price items, I don't see it being like a staple of our business, but there might be a category of something that we could try it for, or hey, maybe it'd be good to go back to getting $10 bag items and then auctioning those off. Like, obviously that would be relatively profitable. So we might do something like that, but we haven't yet. And I just wanted to tell you about it because I wanted to tell you, like, hey, if you haven't done it yet, don't worry. Just because everyone's talking about something doesn't mean that that's necessarily where the money is. Sometimes it means that, but I don't think it means that in this case. Anyway, another update. Yes, so we did $85,000 in sales in 2022, and I wanted to let you know, I'm not gonna go over like exactly what we took home because that freaks me out. I thought it wouldn't, but I think it did. I think it freaked me out. But I am going to tell you what that number is after platform fees and after costs of goods. And we obviously have more expenses running our business. We now have an employee, we have an office, we have other things, we have subscriptions to Prime Lister. All that kind of stuff that we have that we pay for monthly or whatever is the cost of operating our business. I don't want to go over that because I don't want to ever like imply what our employee makes. I don't really want to imply the price of the total cost of goods. It just freaks me out a little bit more than I realized. I always thought I was a huge open book. And then this year I kind of realized that open book sort of felt like pressure. And so I'm just taking that off my shoulders. You guys don't need me to tell you that running a full-time reselling business is possible. You have so many people doing it that, like, there's so many examples of it. And obviously we're still doing it and we're still living like this. So it's going fine. But anyway, I did want to tell you that after fees and after cost of goods, we did $60,000 in like net sales after those things. But before certain other things like office, etc. So it's not where I wanted it to be. It's not. But I'm not surprised by that. This year was kind of all over the place. Hopefully not like this video, but let's be honest, maybe a little. But yeah, we're very much looking to make that number into 100K this year, 2023. I'm calling it. We're doing it. I'm calling my shot. We're gonna go make $100,000 this year, and that's just what's gonna happen. So yes, and one last update, something we did for the very first time this year, which is nuts. I just wanted to tell you guys about it because I did it and then I was like, why have I never done this? What is wrong with me? I'm almost 30. So, what we did this year that I've never done before is so we obviously keep very good bookkeeping and accounting of our business. We've never done it for personal before. And I don't know why. So I sat down to make a 2023 budget and I was like, well, I don't even know what we spent on groceries this year. How am I supposed to know what's realistic for next year? So I did. I sat down and I made a personal accounting. I saw where every dollar went, what we spent on, and then immediately we deleted DoorDash because that's where a lot of our money went, sadly. So I actually think it is a fantastic idea, especially if you're trying to make a budget. Like, how are you supposed to make a budget if you don't know what you spent the year before? So I just downloaded all of our card statements for all of our accounts, other than the business one, but all of our personal accounts, all that. I downloaded everything and then I went over where all that money went. And then I made a plan for how it's going to be slightly less next year. So if you've never done that for some reason, I imagine 90% of you are going to be like, yeah, of course I do that every year because I'm an adult and that's what you do. But it never occurred to me to do that. It occurred to me to do it for the business, obviously. It never occurred to me to just like find out where our money was going, like our personal spending, like rent and groceries and internet and blah, blah, blah. So yes, in sum, I am sorry we were gone. We are not planning to be gone again, but I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. So I'm not gonna say we're gonna start posting this much. I'm not gonna say anything like that. I just want to say I'm sorry we were gone. We are back, and I'm excited to be back. I think the reason I didn't want to come back before this is I was not excited to be back. I was dreading it. And now like it's been long enough and I've been sort of sitting with the improvements I want to make in terms of not being so specific with certain numbers or not sharing too much or putting like these expectations on myself to like, okay, 3 videos a week or whatever. I'm kind of dropping all that. We're going to chill. I'm just going to share our journey with you, because that's all I ever wanted to do. So I love connecting with you guys, and thank you guys all again so much for all your support all of last year and while we were gone too. That was amazing, and you're just really lovely people, and I appreciate the heck out of you. So if you are wanting to join this little community we have going on here, then hit subscribe down below, leave me a comment, tell me what are your updates for 2022? I want to know. And then, yeah, one last thing about the BOLO alphabet. I'm releasing it. It's happening. I swore to you guys, and it's gonna happen. But it is also getting the further we get out from when I wrote the BOLO alphabet, the less relevance it's getting. That's just true. So we are going to release the entire BOLO alphabet in video format, a few a week. They're not the most popular videos, but those of you who like them love them. So I'm going to keep doing it. But what we're also going to do, just so you guys can get like the most value out of the BOLO alphabet, is I'm going to release like a PDF of the BOLO alphabet with everything from A to Z. Because we have done A. Ostensibly, it's going to take some time to get all the way to Z and past it. So I don't want you guys to have to wait that long to get your hands on the list, because the list is still relevant, but that is becoming less and less true every season that passes and certain things go out of style. So I think the list is around 1,800 items, and we're going to release a PDF of it that you guys could purchase if you wanted to. I hate selling things. I hate selling things. I'm not a salesperson. Even like people will message us on Poshmark and I'll be like, yes, you can buy it if you want to. You don't have to. Sorry about selling things to you. Bye bye. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the minimalist in me, or maybe it's I've never really wanted designer clothes. I've never liked it. Like, I'm still hopping around. Even though I did thrift this, it was like Reitman's or something, like a really nothing brand. That's kind of how I've always dressed, and that's kind of how I've always been. So like I feel guilty sometimes selling things to people. Don't tell them. But I will not like push selling things. I'm not like, yeah, you gotta buy it today, or like any of those tactics. I can't do it. I can honestly barely bring myself to say, hit subscribe down below without like wanting to vomit sometimes. Like, oh, it sounds so salesperson-y and I hate it. even though it's a very integral part of a YouTube channel, it's a very integral part of reselling to sell things. But yeah, it's kind of where I've always been with that. So with the BOLO alphabet, we are releasing a PDF of it that will be out sometime in the next few weeks. And that way you can see the entire list and study it yourself before all the videos come out, because the videos will be coming out, let's be honest, over the next 6 months. And I don't want you to have to wait that long. If you're like, I love this content, I need this content, if you find it that valuable, we're gonna just make a PDF of it, and then yeah, you can purchase it if you want to. But we will have another video about that coming up soon. And yeah, just let me know what was happening for you guys in 2022. What are your updates? I've missed you all dearly. And I'm super excited to get back into posting videos and posting content and to just getting to interact with you all again. Because as much as I sometimes hate the fakeness that social media makes us all bend into, the moments that I have with you guys are real and like do mean a lot to me. And so that's why we're back, and that's why I'm excited to be back. And yeah, excited to share this leg of our journey with you guys. Very excited to finally hit 100K in 1 year. This year, 2023, it's happening. I'm calling it. So I will see you guys in the next video, sometimes very soon, and take care and do good and list things, and you're awesome. Bye.